Hey traders, I've been selling put options and put credit spreads for over 21 years, and there's a few key principles that I wish someone had taught me when I first started out. They're not advanced techniques or complicated Greeks or anything like that. They're just fundamental principles that will help you become consistent with your put selling and avoid some frustration that I experienced early on in my trading journey. So let's get stuck into today's video. Firstly, a quick reminder that everything discussed is for educational purposes only, is general in nature and does not take into account your personal circumstances. So the first step is to select your watch list. Sell options only on a selected list of stocks or ETFs. This is huge and most beginners get it wrong. You need to know these tickers intimately. What's their historical price action? Do they trend or do they chop around? What are the basic fundamentals? Is it a growing company or a declining one? What's their potential for future growth? And how far does the stock drop during corrections? These are all things that you need to know intimately for any stock that you're considering selling puts or put credit spreads on. When you limit yourself to maybe 10 to 20 well-researched names, you develop a real intuition for how they move. So you're not gambling on any random tickers you heard about on Twitter. You're focusing on key stocks, quality assets that you know like the back of your hand. And this factor alone is going to be one of the biggest things that will help you succeed with put selling. Step two is to add technical analysis to your strategy. And I'm not talking about complicated Elliott wave patterns or obscure indicators. Use simple moving averages like the 20, the 50, and 200-day moving averages. That's going to really help you determine the direction. A really good rule of thumb is to only sell puts on stocks that are above their 200-day moving average. You generally want to see these moving averages trending upwards and to the right as well of the stock chart. You can use RSI. This is one of my favorite indicators. Look for deeply oversold stocks. And you can also look out for positive divergence as well, if you know what that is. Another one of my favorite indicators is the accumulation distribution indicator. So we want to look for stocks with a strong AD line, which shows buying pressure underneath the surface. This doesn't guarantee a winning trade, but it significantly increases the chances of your success. You're stacking the probabilities in your favor, and that's what option trading is all about, really. Step three, do not sell options before earnings. I don't care how conservative your delta is. Now, as you get more experience, even if you're selling a 10 delta put that seems safe, earnings can create price moves that blow right through your position. I've seen stocks drop 30% on earnings, and your 10 delta put that was 10% out of the money is all of a sudden 20% in the money. So a stock can gap down 10, 15, even 20% overnight on disappointing results. Earnings volatility means high option premiums, which can often suck in new traders. You can definitely take advantage of this high volatility, but wait until you have a little bit more experience with options trading and stick with risk-defined strategies like a bull put spread rather than a naked put. Step four is to size your position so you can afford a 100% loss and still continue trading. This is critical and often overlooked. Your max loss on any single trade should be less than 5% of your account. Ideally, I like to keep it to around 2 to 3%. So if one particular trade blows up on you, you've only lost maybe 3% of your account. It's not the end of the world. If you risk too much on any one trade and you take a big hit on that trade, it's not just a financial hit, it also takes a bit of an emotional hit as well. And it can be tough to recover from. It can be really damaging to your psyche when it comes to trading, which is very important as well. Step five is to take profits early. Monitor your trades and close positions when they hit 50% of the maximum profit. So for example, if you receive $200 for selling a put, consider taking the profit once that premium has dropped down to $100 and you're receiving a profit of $100. This is one of the most powerful adjustments you can make. When you sell a put for $1, don't wait around for it to go to zero to make that full dollar. Close it when you can buy it back for 50 cents. And even if you're being a bit more aggressive, if your put options decay to 10, 20 cents, there's very little point holding that open and keeping that risk, tying up the margin. Just close it out and move on to the next opportunity. Data shows that taking profits at 50% can add 3 to 5% of your overall win rate. You're winning more often, reducing risk exposure, and freeing up capital to deploy into new opportunities. It's not sexy, but it does work. Step six is to journal all your trades and analyze what went right and what went wrong. This is the step that separates amateurs from professionals. Every trade you take has lessons embedded in it. Over time, patterns start to emerge. When reviewing your trades, ask yourself, was the setup correct? Did I get my trade entry right? Were my adjustment strategies correct? Would I do the same thing again in the same situation? And just review all of those decisions that you made through the course of that trade, and note down what your emotional state was as well. Were you trading out of fear or greed, or panic? So those are sort of the things that you should be thinking about when you're reviewing your trades, not just the numbers as well. You can't optimize what you don't measure. So how do you know what's working and what's not working if you're not journaling your trades? It's very important. So there you have it, 6 steps that will make you a more successful put option seller. Number one, trade only from your dedicated watch list of about 10 to 20 stocks. Use simple technical analysis. Avoid earnings, at least to start with. Use appropriate position sizing. Take profits at 50%, and make sure to journal everything. Thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Reach out anytime with questions, and have a great day.